WIFTV PM.
Let me ask you something. Do you know what you done? You done started some mess. Thought I should tell you what's on my mind. I gotta get it off my chest. Gave you all that I could give. Seems like it's never enough. Oh, didn't I give you gems? And I treated you right when things got rough. I never wanted you to hurt. But one day you'll see how it feels when somebody does to you what you done to me. 'Cause you know you done me wrong. I feel the love is gone. 'Cause you done me wrong. I don't always get it right. Thought what we had would be for life. You done me wrong. Sick and tired of back and forth. This isn't battle, it feels like war. Every time I try and do good for you, you just slam my face in the door. I never wanted you to hurt, but one day you'll see how it feels when somebody does to you what you done to me. 'Cause you you did me wrong and you know it. Did me wrong and you know it. Yeah. Tell me, why did you do me this way? Oh, why did you do me this way? You are responsible for all my stress. Yes, you are. More and more each day you seem heartless. I just needed you to know you were gonna reap what you sow. For you, yeah. Can we cruise down the boulevard while we're holding hands, being happy like we used to be? Oh yeah. Then I'ma pull up at the store, go get you a roll, get your favorite hair. You know it's gonna be all good. Oh yeah, babe. And if you don't mind, baby, I wanna make you smile all night, babe, while we listen to this song that I made for you. And this song is for dancing. This song is for singing. This song is for making good love to you. And this song is for moving. For making some real good love to you, love to you, love to you, yeah. All night. Can we just relax Let's go kick it in the park, romancing in the dark. Let the stars be our light. Oh yeah, baby. Then I'ma tell you everything I know your body wanna hear. So baby, listen closely to me. It's all good. Oh yeah. And if you don't mind, baby, I wanna make you smile all night, babe. While we listen to this song I made for you. This song is for dancing. This song is for singing. This song is for making good love to you. This song is for moving. This song is for grooving. This song is for making some real good love to you. Love to you. Love to you. All night.
I'm so glad that the Lord, He keeps on blessing. Y'all, I must say, every day, He's making a way. Ooh, keep on blessing me. Blessed in the city, blessed in the field, even when you come and go. I'm so glad that the Lord.
WIFTBPM.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. Enough to seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, on this Monday, December 12th. It's almost over, Riis. It's the weekend. It's the weekend of the year. And Riis, it'd be like, you go to sleep, you wake up, and you be like, it's the 3rd. Then you go sleep, you wake up. It seems like we be taking days 3 at a time. Do you ever run up the steps and you don't take one step at a time? You take like 2 or 3 at a time? Or come down, better yet, coming down the steps. You don't take one step coming down. I usually take 2 to 3. I be trying to hit it. Boom, 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 boom. Next thing you know, you out the door and it's like the year is over. The year is over. Riis, I swear to God, it feel like we was just walking in the door from a new year last year, and it's like, oh man, it's almost over. It's almost over. It's almost, well, let me start. It's almost, is that the whole thing? I finally get the whole baby old man thing, but I be like, he show age a lot in a year. You know how they be doing the like baby new year, and then it's like the baby, and then at the end of the year it's like the old man. And it's like, dad, you ain't never seen that on the cartoons? Like, Happy New Year, and it's a baby. Then at the end of the year, it's like, oh, man. Yeah. Hey, speaking of that, Riis, I was watching cartoons this Saturday morning. Have y'all watched Popeye? Like, recently?
No.
Okay. So, Riis, did you ever watch Popeye? I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish because I eat me spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Oh, Popeye. Right? Oh, why, Olive Oil? I love you to death, Olive. Come over here, Brutus. Riis.
He'll be banned today, and he's smoking a pipe the whole time.
Riis.
Can't do that no more, man.
Can't smoke a pipe. Well, first of all, I feel like Olive Oil was domestically abused. She was they had this one scene when he took up in the Riis. I feel like it was like sanctioned like date rape almost. Like I was watching Popeye like, man, and I remember the episode he puts, and Bluto puts olive oil on a balloon, like a hot air balloon, and they go up in the air. And then he's like, why don't you come over here and give me a kiss, sweetie? And then Riis, they put like you can't see it, and it's like you see her running around and trying to scoot, and then you see him drag her back in, and she trying to get out and jump off the edge. And I was like, oh my goodness. Riis, I was like, where are the women in the world? Like, for real? I mean, they was dragging them by the hair, all type of stuff. I was like, we used to watch this. I used to come home to watch Popeye. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish. Did you remember? Did you see Popeye when Robin Williams did it and it was a live movie? And he had them big old forearms.
I think I remember seeing it. It was a long time ago, but I think I do.
Yeah, Popeye. Lord have mercy. Anyway, don't wake up early and watch cartoons because you will view them completely different. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler on the ones and twos. DJ Riis the Ruler. Riis, hey, man, it's like getting past that 55 threshold, that I-50, that 55th Street Big Sweel will have you up in there and be like, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do this. I'm like, Sweel, I'm trying to go get me some barbecue. Okay, but could you do this first, and then I need you to take this. Man, Riis, I was trying to get to Bowfields this weekend. I did not make it, but I know it was cracking at Bowfields. DJ Riis the rule on the ones and twos. How you feeling today, dog? How you feeling?
Man, blessed by the best. You already know the rest. I had a couple of people come through from the station.
So I still ain't got no we still ain't got no whiftable special up in that mud. We ain't got no BP. Like I can't get the Maze burger or something, man. Like something. Come on, man. What? Go ahead. But they came through. People stop by.
Yes, people stopped by and everything. It was a pretty good weekend. It was a pretty good weekend.
All right, so see, look at that, man. Bowfields popping off, y'all. Now get out there to 152nd and Cicero, get y'all some barbecue. I ain't gonna even say Riis ain't bring me none. You know, I'm just saying. Look, hey man, overnight barbecue, overnight tips be good, bro. Like real talk, actually, like you know I used to do. So we used to go to Bolingbrook, right? I mean, when we grew up in Bolingbrook, it would be the times we would come into the city and get the bag of barbecue. And there'd be the greasy bag, and then, you know, Riis, tell me you got the barbecue. Did we talk about this yet? Is your barbecue in boats? Or if it's in the styrofoam, Joe, I need the boat. I need a boat option.
It all depends on how you order it, you know, what you order.
I want my joint, I want the cardboard soppy wet. So you can't, right? So it's almost like you got to open it up. I want the bread at the bottom, mushy, so it's like a doughy bread with some fries. And then I got to be searching for my fries so much that I got to order extra fries with some side. And then I want my ribs on it. But don't cut them too tippy. Don't cut them too small. I hate when they be like, could you make them little bitty rib? Could you cut them extra small? No, I don't want no small ass tips. I want my tips cut regular size so I can pull it out.
Yeah, you know, we actually just changed and put our bread on top because somebody gave us a one star because they said that they ain't like the fact our bread was on the bottom.
Some white people. See, y'all serving barbecue to white people. Look, you need to put a sign up. Look, when you do that, Riis, you should put a sign up, and the sign should say, "This is old school barbecue." Now, if you have not, if in the tradition of Captain Kurt's, in the tradition of Leon's, in the tradition of all the classic barbecue joints, we serve our joints in boats with the sauce on it, and you got to request your bread on top. Make them request it on top. If you don't want the old school, just say we old school. You got to claim it like that, right? See, the white people, if you put the barbecue on the bottom and say, this is classic, this is how the black people, when they couldn't afford, when they had to eat like slave quarter food, not slave quarter food. But this is the traditional way that Chicago barbecue is served, right? The Chicago style aquarium, you got to tell them this is Chicago style aquarium tank barbecue, right? That's an aquarium smokers. That's what they call them, aquarium smokers, right? So then you explain that to them and you say to them, like, if you want the authentic, now, and this is how you really do them. You say you want authentic, or you want new school. See? I want authentic, bread on the bottom. New school, bread on the top.
You got to accommodate. I just tell them this act, man. People want you to accommodate. But nah, man, but other than that, like I said, it was cool. It was a nice, good, chill weekend. My daughter did, she had a cheer competition, so I did go see that Sunday. And that was it.
Hey, man, that be the ones, Riis. When the babies be out there and you be cheering. You know Jersey thinks she a cheerleader now too, cause Milan coaches a team, so Jersey you be 2, 3, she be. I'm like, girl, if you don't, and 2 and anyway, Riis. All right, man, that's my man DJ Riis the ruler, blessed by the best. You already know the rest. Go to Bowfields, 152nd and Cicero, get your barbecue, and when you go in there, you make sure you tell them Maze said, right? However many Maze says he get, I want $1 for every Maze. I want $1 off my next meal for every Maze said he get. If you mention, that's all right, Riis. It's okay. It's all right, y'all. One day y'all gonna love me. One day it's gonna be like, man, I'm gonna show up and somebody is gonna make a Maze Jackson sandwich and I'm gonna make them rich.
Yeah, we gotta have a show up there, man. We gotta have a breakfast up there or something, man.
Breakfast barbecue? What you should do is what we should do is do a live broadcast on a Saturday afternoon or a Saturday like where people are up and out, right?
Yeah.
Like don't do it like like when back in the day, a Saturday broadcast is what made people come out. So you pump it up all week and then you say, we're going to be live at Bowfields from 1 to 3 or 3 to 5, right?
Radio, how to, like how they do it. It'd be like go to like a Boost Mobile.
It's called a call in. It's like you could do a live remote, you could do a call in. So sometimes it would be we don't have nowhere to call into, so we had to do a live remote because we'd just make it go Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Then what you do is then you get you some spots on the station, and then you tell people on the station, because the station goes all through the Southland, so you get all the church people. And if you did it on Sunday, woo Lord,
it's all right. See, now that's when we opened up like at 12. So at Sunday, man, listen, by the time 1 o'clock come, everybody then got out of church.
You pre-cook?
Ooh, it'd be we start, so like we get up and we start cooking at like 7 in the morning, so it can be fresh and everything. So yeah,
good. See, I hate getting barbecue. I hate being in the first line of barbecue, because the first people to get the barbecue get the rush cook. Like I need the cook that had the day, right? Like I need. You can't go to the barbecue joint at 11. You go to the barbecue joint at 11, your joint gonna be tough. It's gonna be, you gonna be like, man. Now if you go to that mug at 3, now get there at 7. Now you peaking. Now you in the it's been there smoking. It's done got sprayed on some water about 4-5 times. You got the whole effect. But I'm here to tell you, man, it's gonna be cracking. Junior, I said I'm gonna stop talking to you, but anyway. We're going to be broadcasting live at the Operation Push. Thank you very much for Martin Luther King Day. I don't know if y'all know, but we got an invite back in the Riis. You know what that's going to be like? I want that to happen so bad.
What?
They asked us to broadcast live from the Martin Luther King breakfast for Operation Push.
They did. Radio
Row, baby. We can put it down for real. Put the smack down for real, for real. Riis. That means, on Radio Row, they line up all the radio stations. Riis. Let me tell you, somebody probably going to rethink that.
So it's going to be other stations there too?
Mm-hmm. Then we can put it down. Talk about who's the king of these mornings. Riis, I'm walking off this mug. I'm gonna set the morning show crown down on the ground when I walk away. Say, y'all go pick it up. Whoever want it after I leave.
It's gonna be like podcasters or like.
No, it's gonna be live broadcast. We broadcasted live on WBGX. We gonna be going out to the world. They gonna be going out to the world. But that little red number gonna be like, hello there. And then, you're going to have to walk past and say, is this your king? Riis, hey, Riis. We might have to get us some outfits for that one. We might even have to call Ty back in. We might even have to let Ty come back in.
Yes, yeah. And we going to need the host for that time,
Yeah, we might just go ahead and just bring, I might bring a band. We might have to just go ahead and be like, yo.
Not bring a band.
Bam, 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 bam.
That's how we going out. That's how we going out to the band.
Hey, bro, I'm telling you. Well, we have the brass band. We going to come in. They don't want none, Riis.
The Amazon band.
The Mazons. It's the morning show featuring the Mazons. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Riis. We might have to get us some warm-up suits for that day. Like, we might have to get us some track suits, some embroidered track suits, velour. Take it back to the old school. Be like, this is a throwback for when we was, let me stop, because we are the kings. It's the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Rule on the ones and twos. And we out here, y'all, getting it live. So, Riis, think that's all we got right now. So let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet. Let's get it up, 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 and away. And check it out, man. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back after these messages. We'll get into some headlines, plus the social media question of the day. Riis, I'm going to tell you what happened to me yesterday at the barbershop. And why do women be mad at the men so bad? Like, why? I read some of the craziest stuff yesterday just because I went to go get my hair cut. And yes, my barber cuts on a Sunday. Like, people be like, your barber cut on a Sunday? Yes, my barber cuts on a Sunday. I get my hair cut almost every Sunday, as a matter of fact, just to cut down on the crowds. But apparently, somebody else done tried to start getting in on the game, and I'm not feeling it. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m., where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion had to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, and I want. He's making me to lie down in green pastures. He leading me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:36 a.m. I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area traffic and weather report. As we head over to the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop will be 27 minutes. Outbound will be 20 on the Edens. Deerfield to the Exchange, 31 minutes. Exchange to Deerfield will be 28. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 36 minutes. 27 minutes back out to Thorndale. While the Stevenson is 40 minutes from I-355 to the Dan Ryan. 30 minutes outbound. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 36 minutes, 22 minutes to I-80. While the Dan Ryan is 16 minutes to the Loop, 13 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Drive South, 55th to Jackson will be 7 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 8. And on the north side, Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr to Randolph will be 8 minutes. Today's weather is currently 38 and cloudy. Today will be a high of 40 with a low of 35. I'm Riis the Ruler. Welcome back. It's Monday. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
From the grave, glory to Gethsemane, they got the, oh, got to the grave, from the grave, back to glory. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Oh, please. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around. From glory to Gethsemane, to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave back to glory. Glory to Gethsemane, to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave back to glory. Glory to Gethsemane, to Golgotha to the grave, from the grave. Glory to Gethsemane, to Golgotha, oh, Golgotha to the grave, from the grave. Dear Lord, it's me again. I'm calling on you. You did it before. I believe that you can do it again. Somebody calling you right now, Lord. If it ain't one thing we need, somebody else needs you for another. Please Son, look at have mercy. Have mercy over our home, Lord. Have mercy. Have mercy.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis through on the ones and twos. And that's right, y'all. We are back. It is Monday, December 12th, 6:39 a.m. And you know what? We got to say what's up to everybody from WBGX 1570 a.m. who joins us every day, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. That's right. Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. on WBGX. My bad. 6:30 a.m. to 6:30 to 8 a.m. every day, Monday through Friday, WBGX 1570 a.m. You can give us a call at 872-259-7474, 872-259-7474. Now, if you're anything like Sister Zakia, then you probably got to jump off your TuneIn app at 8 o'clock, or you might jump on earlier and catch us every day, 6 to 9 on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. That's right, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, 6 to 9, Monday through Friday, every day. Riis, is Michael Jordan the king of basketball?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, millennial. I was about to say so. I thought you was about to say something crazy. But anyway, as you know, Michael Jordan is the king of basketball. Undisputed champ. Got the crown. So much so he done re-released the same shoe 4 times, times 20, and put a new one out every week, and we be right there. So when, Riis, if you compare yourself to Michael Jordan, then you got to consider yourself the king, right? Right? You got to, Michael Jordan is GOAT, G-O-A-T, greatest of all time king. So if you, so when I see, when I see MJ, I usually think of me. But really, when somebody compares themselves to MJ, they not really comparing themselves to me. They comparing themselves to Michael Jordan. And I don't know if you saw the press release yesterday, but Father Flager said in his post yesterday, like MJ, I'm back. That's right. The king of the black people is back on the crown, back on the throne. He is back in his spot. Shout out to Father Flager, who has been returned and been vindicated at St. Sabina. Riis, give him a big round of applause. The king of the black people has returned to his crown, his throne. Big round of applause. Shout out to Father Flager. Shout out to St. Sabina and the Warriors of St. Sabina. I'm going to just suggest this. The Chicago Archdiocese need to leave that man alone. Y'all need to stop pump faking. Y'all need to stop, whoever the lawyer is. No matter what happened, I think Riis, I think it's time to let bygones be bygones. If anything did happen in the past, I think it is now the past. And I don't think that it does any good to keep pulling them out, putting them back in, pulling them out, putting them back in, pulling them out, putting them back in. I think you let the man retire in the space and you just say, the Archdiocese just say, man, you do whatever you do over there. And then when you go away, then they'll just probably wipe St. Sabina. Like they probably won't allow another priest of that magnitude to ever go to St. Sabina. Although I would argue, Riis, that there probably will never be a priest with that much juice with black people ever again. Right? And so I think you just got to let Father Flager have that church. The Archdiocese need to just be like, hands off. Don't send me no more letters because we ain't doing nothing about it. Like nothing. And I'm not saying he did anything. I'm saying he's been vindicated multiple times, and it's almost like I'm not gonna say drips. I'm just gonna say Father Flager is untouchable. And I just wish they would just stop trying to touch him because it's almost like kind of crazy to keep doing. It seems like somebody's just being a jerk now. You know what I mean? What, Riis?
Yeah, they keep trying to find something, but just keep trying to throw a little salt in his name.
I keep telling y'all, Ain't nobody studying them kids no kind of way. I'm just telling you. And I just think we need to I think you got to let it be. Because I think it only smears the people that claim to be victims, and they become re-victimized. If they were victims, then trying to stand up in this space is like kind of slow. It's like kind of asking yourself to be ridiculed, right? Like, because nobody believes them anyway. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I don't even know why they keep coming up speaking on this stuff when, it's just kind of dumb to me. So anyway, congratulations to Father Flager. The king of the black people is back in the building, back on the map, back in the saddle. And congratulations to everybody at St. Sabina. Riis, I watched Emancipation.
What's that?
The new Will Smith slave movie.
No.
So, you know what? I wasn't going to watch it. But then I saw all the black people be like, oh, it's so different. Oh, it's Will Smith's greatest. Oh.
What is on?
Apple TV. It was at the movie theaters. I saw somebody, actually Tony Bostic. I saw her posting and she was saying how great it was. And so I saw her and I was like, then I saw people like grilling me just like, oh my God, it's the greatest. And I was just like, okay, I'm on. So, Riis, we put it on the big screen. And once again, Riis, another slave movie. It's like, I don't care who played a slave. Riis, I don't like, they're not going to trick me into watching another slave movie. And, I was thinking, and I'm going to tell you why Will Smith did this movie. I ain't going to even lie to you. Will Smith did the movie and pumped it up so that he could use it to go back to make all the white people that banned him feel guilty. But I don't feel no guilt, and I'm just tired. I don't want to see no more slave movies. I'm sorry. Yes, Peter was historical figure, but it's like, Riis, we know how this go, right? We're going to watch. The movie is going to start with us being like, oh, it's going to be dark and it's going to be some slaves working on the plantation. And then it's going to be some cruel scene where we all like, oh my God. Then Carrie's going to be, and I'm going to get mad because you know what they're going to do to the slave. You know if it's some ignorant stuff that they could possibly do, you know what they're going to do. So please stop screaming because it's really, then you got the evil white slave master who is like, boy, I'm going to break you, right? And then it's the triumphant slave breaks out, and then you got to watch somebody get some massive, ridiculous, crazy torture, crazy something happening. And then you at the edge of your seat because you want you sitting at the edge of your seat because you want them to escape, and you know that it's 3 people got to die for one, and then we know the slave gonna make it to the union where the white people gonna treat him like crap, but he gonna be so happy to go back and fight and die for master. And in the meantime, you gotta wait for the rape scene where you praying to God that somebody ain't finna take advantage of one of the babies or one of the wives in the meantime, and it's just too damn much. I want to see the Slave Time Machine movie. I want to see the movie where the black Green Berets go in and go torture, rape, rob, pillage, do all the stuff and be like it ain't. And I want the Marine, the soup. I want them to go in a time machine and I want them to go back and I want them to have all the weapons and do all the crazy stuff that we have seen happen to us. And I just want to be like, yeah. I do not want to hear Will Smith say, my God loves me, and God loves me, and you must pray to God. I am from Haiti, and I must do. I recognize it's our history. So when white people produce movies of our history that be like, oh, be a good slave. Oh, you are triumphant. I'm tired of it. It's like, I'm not going to forget. But our joints don't never wind up right. And I'm just saying, man. It was another slave movie. And then it pissed me off that the white boy was walking around with the picture. Did you hear about that? So there's Will Smith played this slave named Peter. It's the famous picture of the black dude. When you turn around, you see his back, and it's super whipped up, and it's got all, like he's standing. They show the whole thing. Well, the producer of the movie showed up so a white dude shows up with the actual picture. Like, this is Peter. Look what I saw. And it's like, so you walking around carrying our pain and misery in your pocket to show on the red carpet. It's just, hey, I'm just sorry, Riis. I'm sorry. I'm not talking about changing, but make a movie. Well, let me just tell you. It was just another slave movie. Now, what I will tell you, Riis, about it, though, is it made me think one more time about New Orleans. One more time about New Orleans and them slave pens and all that stuff. Because guess where he was at? Nolans. I love the French Quarter. Well, Peter didn't. Trying to get to Baton Rouge. Okay, Riis. It's just another slave movie. Y'all, so I'm just telling you, you can watch it, but it's just another slave movie. And Will Smith is going to make white people feel guilty who are mad at him for the slap and be like, you did this, and so white guilt is going to get over for that, but the black people, we still mad. So there it is. All right. The challenges begin today on the petitions, Riis. Today we'll find out who is going to be on the ballot. Was anything cracking this weekend with J Mall and Ricky? You know what? We should get them to do a charity boxing match. We should.
No, it ain't good. That ain't good, man. That ain't good.
Who you think will win between J Mall and Ricky?
See, it's a lose for both of them. Then if J Mall beat him, then he whipping up on seniors, you know what I'm saying? And then if
Ricky
win, they be like, we can't pay nobody that got beat up by. So it's like it's not a.
But think about how much money would you pay? Would you go? If
Probably
we could do it, pay. If I could
yeah.
broadcast, then we can make it a paper.
Yeah, I'm sure they would. I'm sure a lot of people would pay.
I'm saying, what if it was for charity? What if it was we could get kids laptops in school?
Yeah, but I'm saying they still gonna be like, dang, you know, you know, it's really worse for J Mall because like
he can't win.
Anyway. He can't win anyway.
You can't win.
Whipping up on old people, or he whipping up on old people. Look at him, or you know, or he lost or somebody like that. You know, so
man, but Ricky got that West Side in him, man. You know, Ricky probably be like that leg sweep. He be boxing with a leg sweep. You know, you might hit him with that black ink. Let me stop. All right, y'all. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Riis, they blowing me with this belted kingfishers. Have you heard about this? They are trying to change. Okay, so I was an anti-chief person at U of I, right? So at U of I used to wear the X across the chief, all of the stuff. We wouldn't wear chief paraphernalia. And I understand, you know, I used to be like, why are they so mad, Riis, about the Fighting Illini, right? Until somebody said, how would you feel if they were the Fighting Zulus and a white dude in blackface showed up and ran in and all the drunk white people was like, Zulu Nation! I was like, damn, okay, I would be salty. And if a white dude was coming out doing like a Zulu dance, like, and then he jumped in a pot, had a bone in his nose and was like, and then he had a Zulu warrior and he was like Shaka Zulu but white, I'd be mad. So I'm okay with the changing of the name. Even though I wish we could do like Florida State and work it out. However, they want to change the name of the Fighting Illini to the Belted Kingfishers. Riis, that does not inspire terror or fear when the team come running out the field. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your Belted Kingfishers. Huh? We're going to go from ILL to KINGFISHER. Huh? the belted kingfishers. Riis, let me just ask, does you feel like that inspires any type of terror? Do you feel like you, like a badger?
We finna slap the
hummingbirds.
The belchers. The belchers.
You gonna give people man. And now I want to announce that I'm signing to the belted kingfisher. We ain't getting no recruits after this. Lord have mercy. Jesus. Please, can we not be the belted kingfishers? Although I do want one of the t-shirts. I do. I want a t-shirt just for a collector's item so that when they vote it down. You know what that is, Riis? That's the damn millennials. Yeah, why does everything have to be so violent? Why do we have to? I mean, can't we make the fighting lambs?
The hugging Illini.
The hugging Illini.
The hugging Illini seems good. We can make it a bear.
Yes.
You know, and
use
not a
our
vicious
pronouns
bear.
too.
You know, a nice, good, colorful bear. You know.
We ain't gonna know. The fighting kingfishers. Okay. Cook County COVID relief investigation. Watch out, y'all. Chief Judge Tim Evans Riis has finally has launched an investigation because apparently people in the Cook County court systems, Riis, they was getting that Rona money over the break, and now they running a cross-reference. Riis, the Rona money, I'm going to tell you, dog, I stayed so far away from that because I was like, this free. White people ain't giving black people all this free money. Hey, bro. I knew something was up, Riis. I knew something was up. When I went to the store, let me back up. I knew something was really up. When I was in Jamaica, and you know, we go to certain places where it don't be a lot of people, right? Like it.
Everybody does that.
I was like, wait a minute. Riis, you know it's the one, so it's tiers, and I ain't gonna even trip. You know, you go to the break, it's like the ones where you go here, then it's the ones, and it's like where you see 3 black people, 3 black couples, and y'all be like, you too, yep, me too, yep. See y'all at the Riis. We went down to the dinner. It was like, are y'all gonna twerk for lobster? At the lobster restaurant, we got a twerk table.
Yes.
Everybody, PPP opened up the world for everybody. It really did. It exposed people to things that everybody ain't supposed. You gotta graduate to stuff.
I told you, I call it a pandemic. I don't know about no pandemic. It definitely was a pandemic.
It was, man.
Listen, because right before the PP loans, it was the
paycheck,
the unemployment. They was doing unemployment fraud. So like they was doing unemployment in Arizona, and then they was getting it sent. Man, listen, it was so much going on. I'm telling you, it was so much money during the COVID. That was the best part. That and traffic. I swear, no matter what time you went out during COVID, traffic was so nice. That and traffic.
People forgot how to drive during COVID though. Like, when they came back, dog, it was ridiculous.
They ain't driving much. I'm telling you, it was no rush hour. It didn't matter
The reason
what time
I feel like
was.
the only people that was cracking was us. Like, I feel like during COVID, we was alive. Yeah, I feel like we were the only people driving for COVID on the South Side. Come and do the show. We had 12 hours. People was like, and we were your entertainment. People was sitting around watching. Well, what's going on the... Yep. So apparently, Chief Judge Tim Evans is hiring a law firm to go through and find all the people that got COVID money that was getting a job. So if you applied for a COVID loan or a PPP and all that good stuff, and you had a job and you ain't really had no business, first remember when they did Markham? Remember when they did that series on Markham and they was like, there is no large weightlifting with somebody's house. They started there. But really, they went to CHA and started kicking people out the houses, and then started kicking people out. Riis, this is about to be the great purge. All right.
They forgot to do the forgiveness part of it, man. What's wrong with them, man?
I just be trying to tell y'all, all money ain't free. And now that they just gave it to, when you said why can't you just give it to me? They did. And now you gonna get locked.
I don't want to see no police. That's right.
But you gonna be in the clink.
Nah,
that money ain't free.
Hey, they ain't gonna arrest all them people. It's too many.
They just
people.
gonna say you're gonna have to take a walk now.
Nah.
Yeah. Oh no, they making people leave their jobs. Oh yeah.
He probably leave
if you got a government job and you lied and got a PPP.
Yeah, but like people think they finna lock them up and do it. They not. It's too many people to lock.
That's
up.
what they said about crack.
See, but they was selling crack. That's too
Black
too
people.
many people. All they would do is they would probably just take your taxes until you pay it up. That they wouldn't put you in jail. They would probably take you. Like your job probably will fire you, but the government is all about their money.
Who just said? Who? Somebody from the 40. Oh, Miss Bella, you've been reading the 48 Laws of Power. Always despise the free lunch. Words to live by. Always despise the free lunch. All right. Did you see the video of Mark Curry? You remember hanging with Mr. Cooper?
Oh yeah.
Remember, man, I used to love hanging with Mr. Cooper, right?
He's a basketball player.
Right. Who was his girlfriend in that? Was it Tisha Campbell?
You know what? I forgot. It was so long.
Mr. Cooper had a famous girlfriend in there that we all watched too. And somebody else was in that show that was like, okay, we was watching. Anyway, Mr. Cooper was hanging out in the lobby at the Wyndham in Colorado Springs when the maintenance man said, "Sir, may I see your room key?" Riis, you ever been in a hotel lobby and they ask you, are you staying here? I feel like the hotel lobby is for whoever want to be in the hotel lobby.
Yeah.
Like, I could be waiting for somebody. I could be sitting here. When white people have hotel lobbies and they go there for drinks, they go sit, they say, hey, me, like, it's so funny, Riis, because I do think twice. Like, I won't set up a meeting in a hotel lobby unless I'm staying there. Well, I got a client that has a hotel, and so I go in the hotel lobby and have meetings, and it is funny because people be like, are you staying here? I be like, you do realize they want people to come here and sit and drink, and are you staying here? Well, he got asked, and then the hotel lobby, the worst part was the white maintenance man who ain't security asked him. Then he went and got a black dude to go help him, back him up, who worked with him. And the black dude, he said, so, hey, brother. And the dude said, don't call me brother. And he was like, oh. So he was like, man, black man, this is how we do. And he said, oh, so now the black dude said, oh, he wants to pull the race card. Little does he know, I'm not one of you coloreds. That was, I do want to think about, Riis, probably not you. Do you ever go to places and think twice, feel comfortable, uncomfortable? Like, be like, let me say this. Where you go in a place and you know you have the right to be there, but you know they finna start some BS?
You know what? Sometimes you can feel that way. But, like, I'm to the point where now I go out, like, I like them to feel uncomfortable. So I go right up in there. And act like I belong up in there.
Yeah. I do, though. There are places where I be like, man.
But you can tell as soon as you walk in there, the whole thing, like, just, like, turn and look at you like, what are you doing in here?
Right. But I feel like there are times when I'm sure I look at people and be like, at Obsidian, I'd be like, who is you? What you doing here? We had some people the other day, like, you ever had somebody come to your joint, though, with an attitude, and you like, what you got an attitude? You wasn't even invited, and you got an attitude? You lucky you a guest to somebody. Like, I had somebody snapping me the other day in my joint. Like, I was like, hey, how you doing? Why you asking how I'm doing? Because it's my joint, and I just wanted to make sure that you were okay. All right, so, yeah. I feel like I like to go places and be there, but I also like to be in places. I do like to go places where you ain't supposed to be there too. All right, Riis, sex toys at school. Did you hear about this?
No.
Okay, so last week at Francis Parker High School, it's a private school, wealthy school. It was LGBTQ week. And students there was an optional sex education class. I want to try and make sure I get it right. It was an optional sex education class. Optional, wasn't forced. In which part of the class, the Howard Brown Health Center, which is really focuses on LGBTQ health issues, had a presentation that included sex toys. Now, the school, and then a viral video they said was edited, was released by Project Veritas, a right-leaning organization. It's kind of funny because Project Veritas, I had seen Project Veritas in a lot of the charter schools in Chicago, I thought, right? Like when I recall seeing that a while back, and I have to check my books on that. But Riis, so mandated or not, I don't think you have to be forced, but I'm not clear why or how sex toys should be introduced into any health class for students. Like, maybe I'm too far to, maybe I'm not saying you shouldn't have LGBTQ health classes, etc. But, there was actual sex toys on display in the class. And nobody was forced to take it. So I want to be clear about that. But they're now suggesting that I don't know how to take that. Like, I don't know, Riis, even if my child declared,
That's deep.
like, what do you, Riis, I'm a little uncomfortable around sex toys now. I told you, that's why I said if I ever see a package coming from Toy to my house, it's gonna be problems. It's gonna be problems. I'm just telling you. Like, I'm just telling you. For me, watching 3-0, like when she was talking about the rose and all that stuff, I'd be, oh God. I'm just not there yet. Okay, but I also recognize, Riis, that I have grown. I grew up in a different era. Remember, I told you there was no condoms on TV when I grew up, right? 11 o'clock at night, it was the debate, should they be able to play condom commercials on TV? So I recognize that I am probably 3 steps behind everybody. But in the event that and I am not even arguing that they should not have LGBTQ health classes, right? To teach people, but I don't know, Riis, under what circumstances the introduction of sex toys is acceptable.
And what grades was these?
High school. Riis, I from 14 to 18, I still don't know that you get instruction from, now I'm not suggesting that anybody was being groomed or anything like that. But like, what is that class and how does it, what's the context? Like, if you need to pleasure yourself, and I don't want to be getting letters and all of that stuff, but I, like, as a parent, I must be honest. I don't know. Is that crazy? And like, to me, these are the moments, like, because what you're going to find out is we're going to watch black leadership stand in defense of this. Well, let's back up because it's a private white school and our black kids. But what we will find is that this will turn into a larger issue on sex education. And next you will find that this is something that advocates will be suggesting that we have to teach in our schools.
Next thing it'll be live.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Is that acceptable? Like, am I wrong for that? And I'm not even making a judgment. I want to understand, am I wrong for saying, hey, guys, I know we ain't comfortable with what parents teach their kids at home, but somewhere in the space, like you going, that's to, and they're defending the class. Like the teachers and everybody they're saying that, oh my God, the parents are to protect the kids. And now they're making it where the parents who talked about this are the crazies and they have to secure the schools from the parents that were talking about it. Like now there's the schools on heightened security to protect it from the right wingers who they say have issued threats. How do parents say yes to this? And who are the parents that say yes? Like, were the parents aware that their children were involved in the class? Optional. All right, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Riis, I just guess I don't know if that makes sense. All right, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back after these messages. I got to take care of some business, and we'll be back after this. We'll finish up the headlines, and then we'll get to the social media. Question of the day, it is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. DJ Riis will be back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show? What's up?
Hi, this is Katie. How are you?
Hey! Okay, hold on. I'm going to make an official nomination right now that we make Katie the new president of the phone club. Riis, can I get a second from you, man?
I second it.
All right, it's been moved and properly seconded. Everybody tuned in on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. If you vote that Katie should be the new president of the phone club, please signify by saying aye. The ayes have it. Congratulations, you are now the new president of the phone club. Katie from Ashburn.
We did it. We did it. You're going to be the next president.
How you doing, boss lady?
Thank you. Fine. Thank you. I accept that nomination. Thank you.
All right. You got drafted.
Maze Jackson.
It's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
I got that 10K the other day, but it's already gone away. I had some bills that I had to pay. I need my money. I roll the money. Y'all know the hustle. I need my money. I roll the
we hustle. You know I gotta secure that bag, and you know I gotta hustle. Y'all know, 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 y'all know the hustle. Nigga gon' hustle. 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 Get that bag. I need my money. I roll the money. I need my money. I roll the money. I need my money. I roll the money. I need my money. My chinky, my tinky, my tinky, my tinky. Y'all know the hustle for that bag.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it,
What's in it for the black people? Cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't toast no more. I told y'all, yeah, this a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Ty, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't tryna help us, they ain't tryna do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppressed and solve wrong.
wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis Thrulla. Got my, I don't got my girl, Ruthie Moore. But we are doing our thing today. Riis, my kid goes to a private school. He could sign up for anything he wants to in the class. And the reality is, I don't know that you always know what the, you know what I'm saying? The other day he came home. He was like, Dad, I went to college, blah, blah, blah. And I filled out college applications for such and such. I didn't know that was happening that day, right? He just happened to let me know, but he let me know afterwards. I just don't know that to me, there is probably the usage of is it different contraception, teaching contraception than insertion?
I guess it's sex ed, so I guess maybe.
So I'm gonna educate you how to.
I guess I gotta be in the class to really see. I mean, I agree with you. It is pretty intense to have sex toys, you know, in high school. But I mean, I would. What
variety of toys? And is there male toys and female toys?
I'm sure it is. In today's world, I'm sure they're gonna show both, you know, sex toys. But yeah, like I said, it's weird.
Junior said, could the introduction of sex toys help prevent childhood pregnancy? I think we got an issue with pregnancy right now anyway. I don't think we having all the pregnancy, baby, right? That's why they trying to import people. Stop it. Okay. But that's all right. I'm going to stop. Yeah, parents, what would you say? Open up the phone lines. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Parents, I'm going to just throw it out there. Under what circumstances should sex toys be introduced into a high school sex education class? And does it make a difference that it's a private school? And should it be brought to public school? Are these things that, I generally think like a lot of times the things that happen, they're emphasizing private now, but if the outrage level goes right, then I think they will introduce it to public schools. And again, who conducts the sex education class? Remember, we do now have mandated sex. You must now teach children, what is it, at 5? Ain't it 5 years old? Or by 3rd grade or something to that effect?
I don't even remember, but 3rd grade is crazy.
What do you mean 3rd grade is crazy?
It's crazy. They still believe in Santa Claus. Don't do that. They still putting their tooth underneath their pillow for the tooth fairy. Nah, it's great. Children, if you are listening, I want to let you know that Santa Claus is real. Just want to let you know that he is totally
Let me tell y'all
real.
something.
So is the tooth fairy.
Let me just say in the Jackson household that as hard as I work, if y'all gonna get a credit to a white man coming down the chimney, you wait and see what he bring you. Got it? Love to all the people out there. Have your fun.
My Santa Claus is black. I don't know what you're talking about.
My Santa Claus is black.
His sled is a Cadillac.
A Cadillac.
But yeah, no.
Diamond in the back. Sunroof. All right, y'all. Am I crazy? Women, men, parents, moms, dads. Give me some idea. Guys, I know I tend to lean conservative. But I just don't know that that's something that I agree with. Shout out to Boog. Shout out to Holy Trinity. Riis. I'm just telling you, man, when the black people show up at the school, man, especially when the Southside schools show up at the school, they be looking around. And we got a mixed squad. We got a mixed school. So it's like 49% Latino, 49% black, and 2% white. But when the South Side comes to the HT gym, boy, they be like, they be like, they be, in the warm-ups, in the layup line, they be dunking and doing all type of craziness and being like, and I don't even know if we got a 6-footer. I don't even know if we got an actual clear 6-footer. Then it was the battle of the barbershop, right? Because Mr. Boston is the coach over at Ralph Ellison. Riis, so Holy Trinity played Ralph Ellison yesterday. On Friday. Ralph Ellison came through there. They have dogs. Let's call it that way. We just do it that way, right? So it's like you look at the squad, you like, oh, damn. Then, they be doing then they be trying to put like our squad, everybody got clean arms. No, they tatted up. Love mom, right?
That do be funny when you pull up to you like, why this 16-year-old so tatted up?
Man, Joe, we had a game against Lil Homicide one of these days. We was playing Lil Homicide, he had it all covered up, and I was talking smack in the game. He talked about I'll kill you. And I was like, I told Lil Homicide, I said, you clearly have me confused with your little homies.
You better leave these little kids alone, man.
I'm just telling you, but these little kids better leave me alone.
Yeah, but they don't have man.
I understand. Riis, but look, here go the thing, though. Here's the challenge. The problem is you can't let them try and stand there and try. Like, I ain't finna have no kid. Like, we ain't finna go back and forth. It's like, Femo, I'm 50 years old up in here. Right? I'm 50. I'm not your peer. You can go run around and do that. Okay. But Riis, 7 ejections.
That was lit.
7 ejections.
The fans or players?
Players. 7 ejections. 7 ejections, and the 7 ejections happened in the last 3 minutes.
It was team saying, hey, listen.
Look.
I may lost the game, but let me tell you, I ain't going to win this fight, huh?
They neither one. Neither one. Because, you know, I'm telling you, it's Holy Trinity is like Bolingbrook, Joe. Like, what you say? Okay. It be HT. But anyway, Riis, 4 free throws, destroyed a whole thing. So look, it was like one of them ones where it was a flagrant 2. You was down by 3. We was down by 2. Flagrant 2. So we get 2 shots. We get a foul. We get the shot, the foul, and then the ball back. Riis. Boston didn't come to the barbershop yesterday. I was in the barbershop yesterday waiting. I got there like, and that's probably how I had the problem that I had yesterday. Now that we are out of the, we are through with our headlines. Riis. Yesterday I got up I get my hair cut on Sundays, right? I go get my hair cut on Sundays because sometimes you get there on Saturday, even if you got an appointment, he get backed up and you be three spots back, and the next thing you know, you've been in the barbershop 3 hours. So I usually get up, right, and I get up and then he be like, oh man, I got one more. No, you don't. No, I was here before, dude. Man. But you trying to slap you tell him just like you tell me. Nah. You just get here, I'll slide you right in. Nah, dog, nope. Yeah, so Sundays has been my thing. Yeah. Get up Sunday morning, go get my hair cut. Yesterday, I went bright. Well, I'm going to say I went almost bright and early. But I went to go get my hair cut, but I was waiting for Boston to get there because I was going to talk smack. Because, you know, when we found out that we was in the same conference, and, you know, they had gone downstate last year, I was like, man, this is going to be a big win if we win. Riis. So I'm in a barbershop. It's me and the barber. I notice one lady come in. Then, Riis, I see another lady come in. So I'm sitting in the barbershop. Another lady comes in. So now, Riis, on a Sunday morning in the barbershop are 3 women waiting to get fades. So, Riis, I really don't pay that much attention to it because a lot of times when I get my hair cut, I'm in a zone, right? Like, I just want, like, I feel like that's like my, if it ain't no men to be arguing and talking smack. Last week, we had the best barbershop conversation. They probably needed to sign some NDAs, like, because it was a great conversation. Everybody was just talking, having a good old time. So I was looking forward to it. And as I'm sitting there with my eyes closed, and I'm, you know, because the barber's and he got the razor, and so I'm just chilling. And I'm starting to listen to the conversation. And so the conversation goes something like, girl, how long you had your natural? Well, how long, it wasn't natural, I can't remember what she said. How long you been letting your hair grow like that? Oh, well, you know, I've been letting it grow. I don't really go out that much no more, so I don't really take care of it that much. But when I go out, or if I got some, I'm going to Miami for Christmas, so I got to get it all shaped up. But I don't really go, you know, if I don't go nowhere, I just put a hat on. I ain't got to worry about it, right? Then the other girl starts saying, yeah, I used to, I'm a teacher, and, you know, I got to go to school, but I can't be going to school with my hair looking like this, so I had to come get tightened up. I had to get my fade lined up, whatever. So I'm listening to the conversation. Then it goes to, yeah, and my husband, I have been growing my hair for my whole time I've been married, but my husband, he was just jealous of me because my fade used to be tighter than his, and I told him if he want, she said I'm such and such years old now, and if he don't like it, he can go do something else because he just jealous my hairs, and I told him grow his hair long. I'm not growing my hair long. I like this haircut, and this is what I'm gonna do. And Riis, something just didn't feel right. I was in the barbershop and I was listening to 3 women really talk smack about men. About they men, they individual. Like, honestly, it could have been a barbershop conversation. If those were men, that would have been a barbershop conversation it would have been a conversation that you could have expected 3 men to be having. But as I was sitting in the chair, I started not whispering, but talking under my breath to my barber like, man, Joe, I did not come in here to hear this. I did not come in here in the barbershop to hear a bunch of women talk smack about their man, their problems, what's wrong with men, why they don't act the way they need to, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Now, mind you, I'm sitting in a barbershop with a barbershop pole. You know, the red and white barbershop pole. It's got, I'm not going to say the name of the shop. Well, I'm going to say, no, I ain't going to say it. Right? My man done remodeled it. It's like black and white. He got like all the metal stuff. And here are the women with fades, the ladies with fades. And I want to be clear, I'm not talking about those ladies with fades, the wrap-up ladies with fades. I'm talking about just regular black women who just ain't going for the hair. They got their naturals, etc. And Riis, I like, the long hair thing, but I'm not here to I'm not here to critique all of the things that I thought. I'm here to just say to myself, or not to myself, but I posted yesterday because I said I felt like a man's space was violated, right? Like a space where we go was violated because, and I felt like a minority in my own barbershop, right? I felt like, damn, here I am sitting in the place where we as men go to lie, talk about how powerful we are, how much we run our houses, and all of that good stuff. But it is our safe space. And I was whispering to my barber, right? I was like, man, Joe, like I literally was like, he got the razor on my head, and I'm like, man, Clee, I really didn't come in here for this. And it's like, when I come here in the barbershop, I really don't want to be around a bunch of hens.
Oh, man, you getting it.
No. I mean, like a bunch of women. Like, I don't want to be in the barbershop around a bunch of women. I want to be in the barbershop. I want to be able to spread my legs. If I decide I want to scratch and spread my legs open and sit in the chair and do whatever else I want to do. And if I want to say a curse word or two, even though in my barbershop they regulate if you can curse when kids are there. Because we don't curse around the kids in the barbershop, the young boys, because we try to be an example. But they going to get an earful of being a young man in the barbershop. Right? Like the barbershop is where young men learn to be young men, where they learn to get men conversation, where they get in the conversation or they learn or something along those lines. Henpecked.
It's not the barbershop no more.
Riis. And I really was offended. Like I literally was like, Clee, man, Chuck, cuz it is Sunday morning. And we got these women over here cackling about men, right? And I'm sitting in this chair with my eyes closed, trying to just mind my, trying to get my my male vibe on for just a little while. Because everywhere you go, right, you got to be a man. You got to, right? And so I posted yesterday, and I said, I just thought that it was a violation. And then, Riis, women started coming in. Look, you mad, Joe? Look, we've been coming to the barbershop. Look, y'all can't. And it just turned into this whole, toxic thing where really, I try to be comedic, but I really wasn't trying to be toxic. I was really just saying, like this is our place. Like, there's no place for a man to be safely right now and be a man without somebody interjecting about how they got to talk, what they got to say, how they going to get offended, how they not going to get offended, what we can talk about, what we can't, what's politically correct. Like, you can say what you want to say in the barbershop and somebody got an opinion and it's okay, and you can leave that place and know you're not going to get canceled. And now I'm sitting in my barbershop and I got 3 women talking about my man is jealous of my haircut. Huh? Trying to get through they mad because they was married all that time. Now they want to express, and I'm cool with whatever you want to do. Because you go do that at the salon.
The salon, that's where first of all, I don't even know. I mean, you know what? There are salons, but now in barbershops, they have the person, you know, like I'm used to going to the barbershop now and seeing women either getting a haircut, fade, or like their hair done, because now they have a person that does hair actually there. So like I'm so used to like women being in the barbershop, women working in the barbershop, always having clients in the barbershop. So I guess like to me, it's like of the norm now.
So that's a unisex barbershop. To me, there's a such thing as a unisex joint. I go to a barbershop, right? And now, I'm not going to lie, Riis, there's usually a woman or 2 there, right, getting her fade tightened up, or because it's cheaper than going to the salon, or it's a mom there with her kid, her boy, and she's waiting for her time, and you know what I'm saying? But I feel like if you go to a barbershop, not a unisex salon, I don't feel like I want women in. Like, I'm not saying I don't want you to come. I'm not saying, but it changes the dynamic of it. So I want to ask, ready, Riis, hit the button.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Should the barbershop remain a safe haven for men and the salon for women? I'll be honest with you like this, Riis. I don't want no dudes at my wife's salon. Because guess what? I don't want no dude while she in there looking, being like, ooh, she, sitting there for 6 hours just staring at her face. Right? I'm just saying. I don't think, I believe that men and women can go to a place if it's a shared place. But in the event that it is a men's barbershop, like, I feel like respect the space, ma. Be quiet. Like, don't come in and like, now we got to change the way we operate. So now I can't curse. Now I got to be careful. Now I got to watch what I say in the barbershop, because now I got to make sure you feel comfortable in our sanctuary. I don't expect to go to a salon, and I don't want to be sitting up in no salon with no bunch of cackling women. Right? Talking about, girl, did you see Real Housewives of it? No, I didn't. I want to be able to talk about Kyrie without having to worry about it. I want to be able to talk about Dion and not have to worry about it. And I just feel like there are so many things where like, y'all want men to be men. You want somebody to open your door. You want them to, like, where do you go to be men and be comfortable in that space without having to apologize? And it's like, I'm not suggesting that a woman should not be able to come into a man's barbershop. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there are plenty of single moms. But ideally, like at our shop, ideally the single moms, after a couple times, get comfortable enough where they drop the boys off. You go sit your ass in the car and wait, or you go shop, and all the guys in the barbershop are going to make sure that shorty is okay. Get in the chair.
Not sit in the car.
Riis. Seriously. Like, there need to be spaces where men can be men, and there are limited. We don't have a private club. The closest you got to an average private club is the barbershop. Where do you go to have conversations with men? besides your boys, where you ain't got to worry about some woman interjecting and saying, well, that ain't right. And I don't mean that in a chauvinistic space. I think there have to be safe spaces for men and women to talk amongst each other, to solve each other's things. And I feel like the fact that just the ability to dismiss the sanctity of the barbershop, right? Where it's like the women are like, oh, Maze, just be quiet. No, and I'm saying this funnily, but really I'm not. Because I just need for y'all to understand, it does feel like black men there is no safe space for black men. And it's, y'all need a woman to wash y'all. Like, I was looking at all the comments of women who were suggesting that I'm crazy for saying, man, the barbershop is a man's space. Is there a such thing as a man's space? Like, why you think all these men got men caves? Because there needs to be a place to get away from all the femininity so you can be men. But no, what y'all want is some dude that's sitting up around women all the time. Then you mad because he won't open the door for you. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Should the barbershop remain a safe haven for men, the salon for women? I'm not suggesting that there can't be unisex places. I'm not saying that. But if I go to a barbershop, cuz, the conversation should not be dominated by females. It should not. It's like, women, you got to be quiet and listen. Or you might be able to add some perspective, but like, that's our domain. Give me a call, 872-259-7474. Am I crazy? Some people going to say I'm chauvinistic, but I'm just suggesting, like, is there any place that a black man has to go? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Anybody on the line, Riis? Call you on the Maze Jackson Show.
Good morning, Mama D here.
Hey, Mama D, how you doing?
Hey, I wanted to talk about that mandating sex education, but you asked the question, but suppose your husband is a man.
So here we go. So these be the what if-isms and the what about-isms that we don't make no distinction between men, gay men, and straight men at the barbershop. I haven't. I don't even know who the gay men and the straight men are.
I'm just saying, when you are married to you're a woman and you are married to a man, then that becomes his safe space or her space or whatever. But the problem is that when you go to a man's place to do some man talk and the barbershop is being paid by the government to turn you in as a mental health case because you got your guard down, I have a problem with that. But getting back to this mandating sex education be taught in kindergarten, and they have not mandated how to read or how to know your ABCs in kindergarten, is one of the reasons we should have been voting those people out of office like JB, who signed into law those mandates because the Senate and the state reps went along with it. And my solution to that, we are on the wrong side of spiritual history, and it's time for us to spiritually secede from the whole satanic system of subordination. The South physically seceded to keep black bodies in perpetual chains. Now is the time for us to spiritually secede from that whole system. What you think about that?
I mean, I think that that's a great concept. I feel like we are allowing things to be impressed upon us that we just don't even know how to say no. And I'm not on the third rail, and I'm not crazy. And it's like now somebody's saying to me, Maze, y'all need to find your own safe space. Does anybody see that? What's my girl that does the man cave, the mental health thing, where it's like black men get together because we can't even talk. Like, therapy for black men, or at least an outlet, is typically in the barbershop. Like, have you ever had a heated conversation? Do you see how heated people get in conversations at the barbershop? That is cathartic. Because you don't have a place where can a black man honestly talk about the Kyrie Irving situation without getting cooked? Where? Where can you talk about Kanye? Where can you talk about any of these things and the hostile environments? And it's not, like, y'all, I don't mean this from the standpoint of I am anti-women, period. But I do feel as though we have gotten to a place where there is no, like, y'all want men, but you don't. Like, you want men to, call her, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. I don't mean it to be.
Hey.
Hello?
I'm on, man. I'm on. It's Mark. I'm on.
What's up, Mark?
Man, let me tell you, I don't understand what Mama D was saying. I don't. But I'm gonna tell you this: the barbershop is the only place that we will go to at 8 or 9 a.m. in the morning and walk out of there at 12 or 1 in the evening. Everybody does that because we're entangled in so much conversation that that's why it takes us 4 hours to get a cut, because we got conversations going on. The barber's talking, we talking, the other guys are putting their input in. It's a place that we go and we vent. It's a fun place. It's a cool place, and every so often, well, more often now than ever, you get a woman. Unfortunately, the man ain't bringing his son in there. The woman is bringing her son in there to get cut. So we got maybe a woman or two in there, but they not involved in it. But we guys are in there in our heated discussions about whatever the topic is, and we're in there for hours, maybe 2 hours. We just venting. But now, man, you got it to where it's different now. You book your appointment, you go in, you stay 20, 25 minutes, and you in and you out. Appointment only. That stuff about like how we used to do it, go in there and stay all that time, it's fading out. It's fading out. It's appointments only now, Maze. That way you won't have to go on Sundays only.
Man,
you walk in and you got your appointment, man.
And I do have my appointment, and there's something about having the appointment, but there's also something about being able to go in and sit in the barbershop. There used to be a time when you did go and sit in the barbershop and you got there and you didn't have an appointment. You was trying to play the race game. Get there quick enough, sit there, and hopefully you had enough good conversation. You had enough that you could learn about sports so that you could sound intelligent, because there's somebody at the other end that would take some deep conversation that you could take and be like, you apply that to all type of stuff. Y'all, like, my male bonding, like black male bonding, like seeing and admiring black men and all types of who gonna be next, and like seeing it was at the barbershop. I remember being in Bolingbrook and the neat, like when we finally got the black barbershop in Joliet, and we would drive to Williams Barbershop. And I think about the impact of all the black boys in Chicago, in Bolingbrook, who did not have a black barbershop. And then when we found out that there was a black barbershop in Joliet, and how many black boys whose fathers would get up every Saturday and drive them to Joliet, Illinois, so that they could sit in a black barbershop where all of that stuff was happening, right? And it was like my first, like, black men intergenerational, like, you know what I'm saying, conversation, and you learned about the fade. And remember Riis walking in the barbershop and you'll see the pictures and the haircuts on the wall. You be like, ooh, I want number 3. I want a fade. And your dad would sit there and say, boy, look. Or I even remember the single mom bringing her baby there to get the first haircut, but the mom also let the son or the boy absorb black menness. And I I thought about having this conversation and not wanting to come off as a male chauvinist. It's not, and I want to be clear, it's not that I don't think women should be in the barbershop. That's not my point. But my point is I was looking at the disrespect, because I really made the post as comedy, right? Like comedy, but like, funny but not funny. Like, I'll kind of mean it, but I don't. And I thought about all of the women that went on attack, like, Ninja, you blah, 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 y'all ain't da-da-da, this da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. And I was just thinking about how easy it was to just marginalize my feelings about the space. Like, to have a nostalgic feeling about a place, Riis, that I remember the first time that the barber put that smell on. You know how you smell when you come out? And every black dude knows what that feeling is, to smell like when you come out the barbershop. I remember what it meant to put the tape around your neck, right? When the barber puts the thing around your neck. And it's that common bond that all of us share at some point. Now, there's people that tap out that don't get their haircuts at the barbershop, but I would argue that most men go to the barbershop, sit and wait in that line, not just because of the haircut, but because of the whole experience. It's the reason that we've been going to the same dude for 20 years. It's the reason that we be like, man, I have to explain to him why I went to somebody else when I went to Houston. It was the first person that I trusted my boy with, the first man that I told my son he had to trust outside of dad. You know what I mean? Sit in his chair, I don't want a haircut. And you sat in the chair with him, and it was the bond that all of us had. And then in that process, you sit in the barbershop and you take your son and you realize, Riis, that probably the first adult conversation that your 8-year-old son is going to get is in the barbershop. And then you find a barbershop where you're at and they see your kid and right? Like my barber looks for my son now, right? He says, man, I remember when Mason came and got his first haircut and now he's pulling up driving to get his own cut. Hey, I saw that boy going over by, I told him, hey. I gave him manhood advice. I said, hey man, we all had a girlfriend who hurt our feelings. We all saw the moment when we didn't want to get a haircut, and then all of a sudden we realized we got to get a haircut every week because you're not going to school and you want to be fresh. I told you about the feeling that a black man gets. Riis, you give a black man $20 in his pocket, a clean car, and a fresh haircut, and he can go conquer the world. And I think the whole concept of I really felt so passionate about this conversation because I saw how easy it was for women to disrespect the space. Just to ignore what it meant. Like, I don't begrudge you the right to sit in the barbershop. I don't begrudge you the right to get a fade. I don't begrudge you any of that. But I did think yesterday as I was sitting in the chair with my eyes closed, because he was shaving, and I was listening to the conversation. My husband just jealous because my hair better than his. And it was just kind of like, golly, man. Golly, the barbershop. And you know my barber said, you know what my barber said? I told him I was going to talk about it, and he said, man, I know. And I was like, I understand it's becoming a bigger business. And yeah, it was Sunday. And he was like, but you know what? Sundays didn't start out for women. Sundays started out for busy men who couldn't get there on Saturday, who didn't have all the day but wanted to be able to get some haircuts and couldn't. And so he created a space. And, he said, Maze, you know what? I got to change my hours. Because I got to keep them separate. Because I'm telling you that I was like, we both were sitting there. And he obviously was going to make his money. And it's obviously a client base. But we both had the same reaction listening to it. Like, man, Charlie, Think about the Sunday morning crew that comes to get their haircut. It's a distinct set of dudes that come get their haircut on Sunday mornings. And I was just like, man, fam. Like, I'm sitting here. I feel like I need to cross my legs. I feel like I can't ask no questions. I can't laugh out loud no more. I can't be like, man, last night at the such and such, did you see the da-da-da-da-da? And I think my passion for this became because how easy it was for that space to be dismissed. And then it was, oh, well, y'all come to the nail salon, family. I would tell my barber, get us a female salon, get somebody to do it. Like, I could understand that. I believe women should have safe spaces. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want the dreadlock dudes sitting in the salon scoping out all the women sitting there too, because I want my wife to be in the beauty salon with the ability to be able to let her hair down without ever having to be put on the airs or have to worry about some Negro ogling her, or just letting them be women. And it just seems so odd to me that people wouldn't understand. I'm not saying you can't get your hair cut. I'm not saying you can't come, but it does seem just so odd to me that there is an offense to what we used to at one point recognize as a sacred space. Can we agree that the barbershop used to be the place for men? It was the men's social club. If you ain't have $100 or $200 a month to be part of the Soho House, you knew you could get your black man social on for 2 hours on a Saturday or a Sunday. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm not crazy. I'm not. I know I'm not. Call you on the Maze Jackson Show.
Maze.
James say, what's up, man? I'm feeling away, man. I'm feeling lost in this world, man.
Ain't this here the barbershop? Ain't this the barbershop? This is the only place where a black man can come and be a black man. Now, with that being said, when women come in there, y'all know y'all behind enemy lines. Being the black man, that's the only, this, like you said, this is the only place left, the only black social club where you ain't got to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars and speak your mind. Have good conversation. Learn finance. Teach the young bucks something. This thing, y'all behind enemy lines. So when women walk in there, y'all get what y'all get. And like Bill Cosby said, if you sit a little while, you might learn something before it's done. Then you'll be able to understand black men and how black men communicate and deal with, you can't talk family things, because the barbershop I go to, I've been going to my barber for almost 30 years now. And me and him got a really good relationship. Females come in there all the time. If we talking about a female conversation, we will bring them in. Get a woman's opinion. But most of the time, well, I'm not like that. That's their favorite word. But at the same time, these women that walk in there with their children, and they're not banded from that. You behind enemy lines, so you get what you get.
Man, James, but I guess my question is, and I gotta say, the nail salon might be a little different than the beauty salon, right? Like, I do think nails and hair are different. Like, you can go to a place, and I do think now as men have become more, but I'm not telling you, if women said that this place is a sanctuary for us, then I wouldn't be mad at that, right? I just think that we live in a place where everybody feel like they got a right to everybody's stuff. And in the process, we can't have no real, like, Riis, they want you to open the door, but they want, no, let me stop. But they don't want you to have no, like, I just feel like black men, there is no safe space for black men. And it's tough for me to have read all of the negative comments from women regarding the barbershop and the ability to invade it. I would tell you that you would never see me sitting like in a women's salon all day waiting to get my locks done. Right? That's me. But it's a unisex salon, and I go to a barbershop. We ain't got no woman. We don't got no women. We ain't got no eyebrows. We ain't got none of that. We just got 6 barber chairs lined up on a black and white floor with a red and white pole with mechanical stuff over it. And the funny part is, I was just talking about the women who were actually acting like women. I ain't gonna start talking about the ones that's popping in on Saturdays trying to act like us. And it's like we find ourselves moving and moving and moving and moving. And I do feel like there needs to be a safe space for black men. And I do feel like the barbershop was one of those places. Now, obviously, it's some comedy to it, but some of it is real. And it's tough for me to see us minimize the need for black male bonding, but at the same time, asking what's wrong with our children. Like, the most respectable black men that kids consistently see, my children have consistently seen, was at my barbershop. Whether it was the chief of police, 3 former chiefs of police went to my barbershop, right? Not that I wanted to be a cop, right? From pastors to doctors to leaders to you name it, they have sat there. We done had preachers talk from the chair to gang members. But somewhere in that barbershop, we recognize there's a commonality amongst us as black men. Black women, is not to say you ain't part of the family, but some days we need black male energy, like testosterone. Woo, y'all. It was crazy to read them comments. Go to my page, though. And I was thinking about all of the people that was, and it was like, you know what it sounded like to me on my page? The people that was like, happy, you know, all the people that say happy Father's Day, happy Mother's Day, happy Father's Day to my mother. It felt like another one of those conversations. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Caller, give us a call, 872-259-7474. Should the black barbershop be a safe haven for men? Should the salon be for women? Caller. Caller, you there?
This is Mama D again. Usually I get cut off at 8 o'clock, but somebody says that they didn't comprehend what I was saying. I said the government is paying barbers to violate a man's sacred space, that barber shop, and when he let his guards down, they turn him in as a mental health issue. Huh? They started this program several years ago. Google it up, look it up.
Okay.
To me, that's a serious issue because that men do need a place for man talk. But when you got all these, I'm a woman and I'm married to a man and my husband is a man, it's spiritually on the wrong side of history. And when I say it spiritually secede from the whole satanic system of subordination, that is what it is. It's a satanic system when you are not allowing little children to be children. And you're not allowing men to be men. And the world is upside down, and it needs to be turned right side up again. In the 60s, I realized we turned this world upside down. Now that we are 60s and beyond, it's time for us to turn it right side up again, because it is the roots that hold the whole tree in place. You can lose the branches and the leaves can fall off, but if something happens to the root, that whole tree dies. So we've got something on us today that we didn't have in the 60s. Blessed are you that your days are long on the land that God, not the government, has given you. So instead of pushing the seniors in the background, we need to take our spiritual place in the front and be listened to. We need a space. Where should the seniors go to kick back and have some senior talk?
Now, the seniors, you know, they got activity rooms. They got activity. They build everything right now for seniors. I mean, just think about it. Riis, what black men, where is a safe space for black men? I mean, you think about it. Like, if you listen to the Democrats, they would say black men don't do nothing. There ain't nothing. We ain't got no jobs. Listen to black women. Ain't no black men, no good black men in the world. Well, I'm just saying. There comes a time when men need to be recharged by men. Like, yo, cuz, it be days when brothers be like, am I crazy out here? No, fam, it's not just you. No, like, literally. Like, there's not a lot of support networks for black men. It's not. It's not. And so oftentimes you go into that setting, and as people say the gym, but the gym, I don't want to be talking to no sweaty Negro next to me, pump you up. I don't go to the gym though. But like, think about your willingness to violate the space, while at the same time talk about who gonna pay for what, who gonna be responsible for what. Like, yo, do y'all know how much pressure it is on a dude to be a dude, a man to be a man? You want him to pay the bills. You want him to be responsible. You want him to open the doors. You want him to pay whatever's supposed to pay. If you feel scared, he got to be there on top of your fear. He got to be like, anybody ever wonder what it's like to wake up and be like, dang, how I'ma face all of this? And then you get up and you look around and you be like, dog, you too? Yes, man, you gonna make it, dog. It's okay. Who tells the 22, the 19-year-old it's a trajectory, fam? Like, where you at 19 is not where you gonna be at 22. Who gonna say, young buck, when you was such and such, when I was your age? I want y'all to think about it a little bit. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, I'm going to get to the rest of the show. We'll be back after these messages. This is the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Today, the Biden administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through that Capitol window, breaching security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater, but she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history, all because they didn't get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gon' tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed to certain rights. We shall not grant it. The media's the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narrative. It's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know and we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID causing toe tags. You claim you so patriotic, but you ain't wearing no mask. You out here wildin' with your MAGA flags and showing your ass. You wanna be part of some type of revolution so bad. Look, you talk revolution and constitutional rights, homie. I guess we forgot about back in the days when all of the business was whites only. Yeah. George Floyd got justice. Juneteenth got much respect. They made it a national holiday. Man, it's all good, but cut the check. They're giving out all of these vaccines, putting it in you like caffeine. Was it all in the part of the plan? I bet money like DraftKings. It's land of the free, home of the brave. 1776, we wasn't free till 1865, so we wasn't part of that shit. And that there's terrorism.
Terrorism. Terrorism.
Back to the Mays Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Mays Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Mays Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Mays said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up to seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler. Y'all, it's like I do not dislike women, but I do not think that they need to be everywhere that we are. Right? Like, I do believe that the barbershop is a version of, like, to me, the barbershop does connect multiple generations of black men. Right? Like, you learn respect for old black men, to me, if you don't interact with them at the barbershop. Right? When in the barbershop is where you see great-granddad, granddad, dad, and son. All and quiet as it's kept, depending on where you go, they could all be in the same spot. It's like a tradition that passes on. My son was planning on getting him a new barber, right? But guess what? He wanted in the now he want to take the barber's. He don't want my barber to cut his hair. He want my barber's son to cut his hair. Generational. It's a connection. And the barbershop is when I realized all things old become new again. Because when you went and seen that poster, and you seen the poster, the updated version of the poster, and you realize that all the haircuts that we think is fresh now was a version before, y'all just added some sporting waves to it. Like, I remember when I thought the box was extreme. Then you look and you realize brothers been getting bald-headed fades forever. You thought that the mohawk was a thing, and now y'all call it whatever y'all call it, but that's what it is. It's been there. The pump, all of those different things, the bald fade, the taper, all of those things that your daddy say that you now are saying that your kid is saying. Just take a little off the top, line me up, straight razor. And I do think, like, where do I go? That's part of the reason that I created Obsidian. Like, where do we go? Where can you go? You got to pay Soho $200 and some, or you got to join the damn Deacon board. And now I got to be sitting there listening to somebody tell me that my husband is jealous because I got a better fade than him. No, he's not. He's really thinking to himself, dag, why my woman look like a man?
Disclaimer, the thoughts of opinion of man.
No, famo. No shade. Like, I'm not suggesting, let's back up. You can have a short haircut, and it can be beautiful, and it can be wonderful, and it can be all of those different things. 9 times out of 10, if you ask your man, would he like longer hair or shorter hair? Would he like to know that y'all could get the same haircut and no, he probably would not. That's real. Now, it may be more convenient, and we love you for whatever hairstyle you got. But if you was to ask 80% of the men, he's always going to tell you he loves your hair how he loves it, but nobody wants to be getting the same proper treatment as they woman. Man, I got a fade too. Yup, he lined you up, he lined me up too. You going to see Clea? I'm going to see. I got one at 11:30. No! I do not. If I showed up and Carrie was at Better Images, I'm quitting. I'm not coming no more. I'm done.
Make sure you line up in the back, man.
I'm gone. You better call. You better go get cursed out with Chris Curse. Get up out my spot. You better go over there and holler at Vern. Vern got some extra. Vern over there, he do all the unisex stuff. Now, when I go to a unisex barbershop, I expect all that. But if I go to a barbershop where it's 6 chairs, I don't want to hear you tell. Like, do you understand how just irritating that was to hear? Like, are you really over here comparing your fade to your husband's? In the men's space? Like, I'm a better man than him. What? It's the Maze Jackson Show. I know I'm crazy. Caller, it's the Maze Jackson Show. What's up? Caller, you there?
What's up?
Caller?
Hello?
What's up, Devo?
Hello?
Hey, shit, chillin', man. Hey, what's up, Reese? Good morning. What's up, family?
What up? What up?
Hey, man. Hey, bro. I feel you, dog. When a quick story. When I first moved, when Tamika first brought me to Chicago, right around the corner from her grandmother's house is Coleman's Barbershop, right there on Stony. What's that, like 68th and Stony? And so I go into the barbershop. Coleman was old, man. Coleman was old back then. And just the sense of camaraderie. Now, mind you, I'm not from Chicago, so I think I learned Chicago through the experience in the barbershop. Like you said, I'm seeing these politicians. I'm seeing brothers from the mosque down Stony. I'm seeing guys from the block from either side of Stony. And it's just like, wow. And it was a space where, like you said, like the great-grandfather, the grandfather, the daddy, the son, the baby could all come up in there and get laced up with the right amount of game that they needed to conquer the week, and however you got to conquer it, bro. So, you know, I just think that, yes, the brothers do need a space. I mean, and the sisters got a space too, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I get it, you know what I'm saying? And I'll just land the plane with, you know what I'm saying, what did Willie D say about women and their hair, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, so we really can't be tripping about that, but I think the brothers do need a space, just like the sisters need a space. Everybody needs a space because these cats out here talking, going 50-50 with their women in 2022, bro. So it's a bigger conversation, my guy.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? But you learn.
Hey, Devil, what's wrong with 50-50?
Yeah, but
they want all these rights. They want all this. Like
they don't want 50-50.
Now you want me to be a man.
They don't want 50-50. No, what they want is
to the times that I can.
They don't want. They don't want to be 50-50. What they want is they want to pick when they could violate your joint and when they can't. When they don't have to. Go ahead.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. So, like I said, man, I just land the plane. Like I said, you got these brothers out here talking about going 50-50 with their women in 2022. So clearly, as brothers, I mean, shit, I'm getting older now myself. So we have to teach the youth how to be men because it ain't happening. So I guess if you see the women coming in with their kids, respect them and try to lace them up as much as you can because they may not be getting no good game where they coming from. And that's pretty much what I'll say, man. Like, just give the people the good game and let's try to be better, man. I'm out. Peace.
There it is. I appreciate you, Devo. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. It's funny because somebody said create the space. So let's back up. When I say unisex, I mean where it's apparently my barbershop is becoming unisex, right? And in that, it's like it probably just dawned on me yesterday that it probably has moved to unisex. And it was the first time that the conversation pierced my ears, heart, and made me say, damn, this is not what I come here for. And it was really so stark because literally 1 week before I had gone there and the conversation was off the chain. And then it's funny because I remember, Reese, I told you I save up when I go to Houston to go to the barbershop. They got a woman cutting in the back, right? She cuts in the back and she get the last cuts or whatever. But in that space, she's cutting men. I didn't see, right? I don't know. And I just think about this, and create your own safe space, and that's cool. And I may do that, right? There are new barber salons barbershops that are occurring, like that are now being extra catering to men, that now have a steamer, that now do manicures and pedicures that give you a shot in the chair. Yeah, it costs $50, etc. And maybe I may have to start supporting that. But it is unfortunate that the institution, like it's funny to hear people tell me to leave the place that I came from, right? I've been a faithful customer for literally 25 years. Faithful. right? And even in that, I'm watching people be like, well, man, go get you another barbershop. And that may be the case. That may be the case. But I do want you to understand that you are disconnecting history. Like people talking about, like there is something to, it's just hilarious to me how there was a time when the barbershop, when what I am talking about would not have been perceived as crazy. And I'm not talking about a mom coming there and getting her son's haircut. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the reshaping or the re-envisioning of the barbershop. It's Maze Jackson show, man. I can, and I think about the discontinuation of my son from a legacy that I had hoped that he would be getting his haircut by, till he moved and found his own. And then it was a tradition that he would share with his son, where him and his son would get up in the mornings, and it was part of the tradition. When we first got divorced, that was part of one of our bonding things, right? Like me going to get my son, picking him up, making sure that he had a fresh haircut every week, right? And him not wanting to get a haircut, but son, there's a certain way that you got to look. There's a certain way. It's part of your grooming, etc. And then seeing it all start to come around. But I understand. Go start it somewhere else. I know. Call us, the Mace Jackson Show. What's up? Caller, you there?
Hey, Nate.
Yo.
Can you hear me?
I can. Who this?
It's Vern.
Oh, Lord, it's Vern. What's up, Vern? How you feeling, man? Talk to me, dog. Get me right, man.
Man, good morning, man. Good morning, man. You know, you always on point, and you know we can't let this show go anywhere, man. We need you, man. Let me just say that we need you. I need you, man. You keep the topics right, man. But you know this barbershop thing is just a gift to me, right? You know this is my thing. So you know I gotta just say, man, you on point. The barbershop, man, changed my life, man. You know. I was in a home raised by single women. Dad wasn't around. And I started cutting hair. I started cutting my own hair, and I started cutting other little boys in the neighborhood hair. And, you know, they looked up to me. And then I aspired to be a barber after that. I went to school, got my license, started off in a professional shop in Hyde Park.
I remember that. That's where I met you, man. Right there. You know what? And can I tell you something? Hold on, Vern. And let me tell you. When you were my introduction to the city, kind of, because that was the first barber. Like, you know, you come in, and I had moved in from college, and I just moved to Hyde Park, and they said, go over to that barbershop. And I went over to the barbershop, and it was in that barbershop that I first started learning about Chicago and hearing people and having conversations. And even though I didn't know anybody and I was nervous, it was where I felt like I was welcomed into the community. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. And so, you know, when I got there, you know, me, you know, coming, my dad not necessarily being around me, not being around a lot of, you know, grown men and fathers and stuff like that. I love seeing the real dads bring their sons into the barbershop. And, you know, it was kind of personally therapeutic for me to see that, you know what, the fathers were there for their sons and they were bringing them to experience, you know, things like that. You know, it seemed like I watched better fathers. I love the barbershop because you would see those examples. You would hear those discussions. And when you came in there, if you were talking crazy, there was a bit of accountability. There was a standard you would hear. The guys would say, no, that ain't, you know, that's not right. They would challenge you, or you would be challenged by other men on certain topics or what was going on in the neighborhood, whether it was right or wrong, you know. And then you would see, you know, the women would come in if they were single moms or whatever, if they was bringing their sons into the barbershop. Those women at that time, they loved the experience themselves. They loved to see the men working together in there, being positive, and them putting those kind and experienced words on their sons, you know, and they felt like that was very important to them, you know. And now in this age, you got women getting lower cuts. You even got, you know, the lock thing is major. So now you got women coming into the barbershop setting, getting locks and lower cuts. So that it has changed, and you're right about that.
So, Vern, how do we protect that space? Because, I mean, look, man, I know you a businessman, right? And I look at you, you got multiple locations. You got everything. Once it start cracking, you get it cracking. And I'm not against your ability to make money, right? Because we know that with these lower haircuts and these styles, it does attract women. And, you know, they probably do pay. But I guess, how do we protect the sanctity of the barbershop, or should it even still have that? Because I do feel like there's a lack of reverence for what it really means. The barbershop, to me, is not just the place where you get your haircut. It is the last kind of like black man social club where you could talk a little smack. You can get challenged. Like, you know, it's the old black man that come in and say, these Negroes ain't about nothing. Y'all ain't nothing. Y'all wasn't. And then it's the person that says, no, yes, it is. And it's the chances that I think about every time I'm sitting in a barber chair, man, and depending on the barber, that barber got a story, man. And he is an advisor. He is no different than a count. He got a story. He got advice. He could tell you about women, maybe not always good stuff. He could tell you who to stay away from, who to get to. But how do we protect the sanctity of that space, understanding that the world is changing, and man, you got to make money?
You know what? I think that it protects itself, you know, because the barbershop at its essence is a brotherhood, man. It's a true brotherhood, right? And we just know when it's just like a faucet. We know when to turn it on and when to turn it off, right? We're in charge of the environment and the conversation. So we see a certain type of person or women come in, you know, we all give each other that look and say, okay, we might not touch on those subjects right now, okay? But so when she going up out of here, we right back to touching on those subjects. So, you know, it's just you know, we kind of control the environment more than we probably have, you know, used to. But it's still, we just control the environment, man. So I think things are still in place, but we turn it on and turn it off.
Okay. All right, Vern, I appreciate that. That's my man Vern from Hair Experts. Now, you know, he got 2 locations. He's got you know, Vern got 2 locations. You know, he got one on 47th and King Drive, and he got one over on in the mall at 55th and the Dan Ryan. Yeah, man. I do want bootleggers to come. Man, I miss when the barbershop was the haven. Riis. The barbershop was a central component of the economy too. You know how many movies I seen coming out the barbershop? You know how many things I learned about in the barbershop that I would have never been up on? It's okay though. Y'all, let's again. Everybody's welcome.
Yeah, man, you know the barbershop is a rite of passage. And you know, I guess
like when your son went the first time by himself, right? Where he got to pick his own haircut, you ain't got to like how you when he say that's not what I want. I want this. Go ahead, Riis. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, you know, like I said, I guess I actually mind when as I think about it, it is unisex. But you know, but I do understand like what you mean by going into the barbershop and it not being, you know, and it's because it's that certain thing when we can like talk to you, you know, like your barber, and y'all have that, you know, that little manly conversation. Like you said, sometimes it ain't, you know, it ain't the best advice, but you know, it's just that time where men can be men. So I do understand that, but like I always say, man, it's a change in the guard, you know. Yeah.
Or guardettes. It's like
the change of the guard. So I feel you, but yeah, it's like
it's like, so I continue to recognize that I'm a dinosaur, right? So I think part of this whole thing is, Riis, I'm gonna stop opening doors. I'm gonna start going 50-50, right? I'm going to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it'd be funny because it's all the stuff that the barbershop harkens to a day to me when it was okay for men to be men, unapologetically. Now, some of those traits ain't always good. But I just think about the intergenerational connection, not the intergenerational disconnect. And I think oftentimes in the black male community, right? I think you meet people. I think you meet people that will be in your life for, in your barbershop, man, if you don't move, like when you go to college, you come home, where you go? To the barbershop, right? How do you want to get integrated into an area or a community? What do? Go to the barbershop. You move. What's the first thing a black dude look for when he touched down in a new town and he moving? He got to find him a barber. And that barber is usually his gateway into a broader space. So I'm going to just let it be. If anybody else, again, we conform for everybody else. I'm okay with it. But I do think that it was a stark contrast yesterday to be sitting in a barbershop listening to a woman who clearly
has a better fade than her man.
But it was so crazy just to hear that being Joe. It was just a crazy, like man bashing at the barbershop.
I don't think that was man bashing.
Riis, the extent.
I got a better fade than
it was way more.
I was there way more.
It was, and really what it was is I'm mad at who I'm married to, and so now I'm having my rebellion because my kids is out the house, and so.
Yeah, like I said.
Riis, it was too much. It's like y'all go do that on Real Housewives. That's how I felt. Like this is not Real Housewives of 87th Street. Go do.
I like that Real Housewives of 87 sound.
Man, it is, but not in my barbershop. Do it at the salon. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We're gonna take a quick break and we'll be back.
The Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Life is a marathon, a maze of magic and mystery. On our quest to make our mark on history, we're sometimes troubled by the terrain. It's tough, but the aim remains the same. The mountaintop, the podium, breaking through the tape at the end of the race, in spite of the pain.
I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. My feet don't get tired, but my feet don't get tired.
Giving up, what's that? Life out here you running in circles, man, what track? We on the go as soon as our feet in the ground make contact. In fact, each step taken might not be exact, but we grow through the pain of every bruise, every scratch. Don't trip. Get those knees up, don't skip. Run through the competition, the division, your mind's negative dimensions. Don't let your doubts weigh you down. Fear suffocating every time that it's found. Don't put matter over your mind. Breathe your dream, catch a second wind, move closer to your finish lines. With each rep, better your time, your grind, don't be alarmed. You in the final stretch, man, pump those arms. Kill that noise. Remember your joy, your passion. Look at the distance you pass, and I'm asking. It's exhausting, but what ain't? Show them you can when they think that you can't. You ain't got no restraints. Your DNA is a gift. Kick, rock, roll, hop on your hips, grip your game, lift your game. It's a beautiful mission. Your song plays alone, the body listens. The effects are stunning. One foot in front of the next, your steps keep drumming. Your heartbeat beats to the rhythm. All you gotta do is keep running.
I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. My feet don't get tired, but my feet don't get tired.
Keep moving your feet, even when you feel weak. Don't look to the ground, that's a part of defeat. Stop looking around, focus hard on the beat. Your heart racing you now, but you win every week. Another day, another dollar, but it got you wondering if life is a gift and you're on the list, then what did you miss? It's gotta be more, can't always be this. See, you can either quit or make excuses how you used to be a part of the race. Now you running in place, feeling disgrace. Your pride is erased, now you hiding your face. Look, when I'm on the case, see, I don't know nobody stronger than you. You continue, be as great as you can. Stick to a plan. Don't worry who sees you, they might not understand. Not a word that you saying, but observing you plan. Can't be certain when saying I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. I keep on running, but my feet don't get tired. I keep on running, but
you are listening to the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Rule in the building. Riis, your feet, my feet, my feet. Y'all want the barbershop? I'm gonna let you have it. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you have it. I'm splitting Ubers from now on. Right? I'm gonna be like, babe, I'm split. Nah, that's no safe space. Carrie, like, what I got to do with this? I ain't come to the barbershop.
Right. She's like, I ain't say it was my fave was better than your fave. Why I gotta go?
You know what I find is interesting, and this is the part that I really did this comedically, but I also, there is a serious component to this, which is, do you think we deserve a space? Like, is there any importance to black male bonding? Right? Like, in general. Like Riis, the only place that I really feel like is neutral, like real spot, where black men don't got to come in and be kind of tough, or kind of, got to size you up and make sure, is the barbershop. Like, you don't, when the barbershop, you don't be like, this dude lame, Now, you know the liars in the barbershop, right? Man, I had 16.
I had all.
Right. I'm balling out. Y'all see your cousin. Right? But it's a little braggadocio. But it's like the place where you ain't really got a front. You ain't got to put on your, let me act like I'm a murder killer because I got to look at you and stare at you all hard. And I feel like this dismissal of it, it's so easy to dismiss because I feel like so many women have not really had to respect black men. If that makes sense. Like, I almost feel like disrespect of black men is built in, like, nigga, be quiet. Right? Like, so I feel like black women in most cases, not most cases, in a lot of cases, have not really had to respect black men and have not had black men in a space where they felt the need to respect them. It's very apparent when there has been a dominant, let me not say dominant, that's a bad word, but there has been a black man, a responsible black man in the space, in your universe, you can tell people who understand that. And I often feel like when I'm reading these comments, a lot of the comments are coming from women who did not have a black man that they had to respect. Listen, talk to a black woman that had a hardworking dad that went to work every day, that did his stuff. Riis, there was a level of respect for the black man that went to work and did his thing every day. that somewhere in there the mom was like, man, this man is out here putting it down for us, blah, 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 blah. Let me show him a little deference. Let me show him a little something. So it's why there are certain women that be like, okay, I'm going to do this, and this for my man, because they recognize that somewhere in the universe, he's probably got to put it there. He got to go have a way different fight than you do. Not taken away from you, sis. Not taken away from all the single women that have had to put it down for themselves. But it is apparent when women have not had men who have not had men that they had to respect in their houses. Not that you got less respect or the mom got less respect, but there is a lack, there is almost a disdain, not a disdain. But you can, Riis, when you think about it, remember them black dads that had 6 and 7 jobs? And so when he came home, he went to go to sleep, and mom would be like, you better be quiet and let that man sleep. As compared to everybody running around the house, man, bust that dude. Who cared what he had to do, right? There is a clear, you can clearly see that there does not, the people who had to respect men in the houses and who didn't. You shaking your head, Riis, but like,
it's just the things you be saying, man.
But respect, but I'm saying respect, it's a mutual respect. But quiet as it's kept, back in the day, the man did carry a big chunk of the burden, right? It was expected that if it was going to be a shortfall, it came from the man. I come from a place where if it's going to be short, it ain't nobody's responsibility but mine. And I take it on willingly. And I think as I look at these conversations, right, y'all be talking about, but if your daddy, y'all talk about, but if your daddy was like, man, cuz I need to go be at the barbershop, y'all be like, you don't need a space. Daddy don't need a space where he can go walk away for 2 hours?
Nah, the last time my daddy told me he walking away for 2 hours.
But again, I ain't gonna get into that. I'm not gonna go all the way into that. But where is the black man's refuge? Like, honestly. And I feel like the willingness to dismiss it as if there's no need for black men to have a place where they commune is symptomatic of a much bigger problem, which is a lack of respect for black men in the black community. And the fact that if I say this is my safe space and you are willing to discard it because you lack a genuine respect. If a woman told me this salon is our space and I feel uncomfortable with dudes being in it, can I tell you what? I would be like, sis, you are right. Y'all women need a place where y'all can go convene and go do whatever y'all talk women stuff that y'all talk women stuff. And I could honor and respect that. And it really wouldn't even, it would be of no offense to me that y'all didn't want me there. But I do feel like this whole pushback on, man, y'all, right? Like, I do feel like it is, over time, there has been a general lack of respect for black men and their needs, etc. And as we have become less employed and less... and we have started to go down the path, it's like it becomes a pile-on effect. So now it's like, you ain't paying no bills, you ain't Dutch, you ain't this, you ain't that, what you mean you need a barbershop? Man, we all up in this mug. And if you don't like it, go start your own. Did you tell me to go start my own barbershop? I've been going to this barbershop for 25 years. And just the premise that the resistance to the concept that black men could potentially need a space, and the barbershop, which has served as that is for years and years and years, which was almost a given until the millennials came. Have there been single women that had to take their sons to the barbershop? Yes. But oftentimes they took it was an opportunity for them to see black men. Positive. Without you cursing, I'm talking about, you look just like your dad. And I just would caution you, right? Like, and I know that I'm gonna probably be like Riis and everybody saying I'm like gonna be, but it's clear that a significant chunk of black women do not know how to make a black man even feel respected, and then be like, if I need to make you feel respected, then you ain't no man no way. No, fam. It's like, we gonna play our role. We ain't gonna tear up the whole joint. But there are certain things that men... Riis, I believe I get mad at my wife if she opens the door. Even if it takes me a minute to get there, just wait. You'll be okay. I don't know if there really is respect for black men. I mean, I talk about it, kind of, yeah. But you think about the fact that the answer to saying, man, Joe, this place that I grew up in, that was the place where I was poured into, where I met black gentlemen, where I learned that you got to shine your shoes, right? Where I remember them black men sitting in the thing with Stacey Adams, and Stacey Adams be shining like a mug. And I'd be like, why his shoes so shiny? And this where you learned, right? And it is the first time you learned to razor shave, and you learn, boy, don't be talking that way when certain people walk in the door. And I think the ability to just discount it and to discount the institution is sort of like the church. Like, we discount the things that partially helped us get here in the effort of saying that it's a new world. But I realize that this conversation is probably triggering from the standpoint because it sounds very male chauvinistic, and that's the challenge that I take in having it. But I fundamentally believe that the barbershop is a place where black men have gone to recharge their batteries, to commiserate, to recognize that I might get disrespected everywhere else in the world, but in this barbershop. Like, to me, the barbershop is the one safe haven that we got where ain't nobody got some critical, and then I'm sitting in this damn barbershop listening to a woman say, my husband is jealous of my hair. And I'm saying, gosh darn it, like, is there one place where the black man cannot be attacked? So you came to the barbershop to announce in front of all of these people here that your man, so now when I see your man, I'm going to be like, dag, you less than.
He less than over the fade?
Your woman came to the barbershop to tell everybody in a man space, my man is mad at me because that was just straight disrespect. And you came into a man safe space to do it. And it was no regard for how he would be viewed, right? Like, all I'm trying to see is, who is this dude? Like, you put your man on blast in a man space with no regard. Because, as most people have been taught, black men don't need to be respected. You have no place of refuge, of solace, where you can go where ain't somebody calling you out for what you ain't got. In the barbershop, every black man can be a superhero. Even the ones I know he's gonna be, he ain't pay no child support. He ain't do. In the barbershop, every dad gets to be a good dad. I know y'all don't want that. In the barbershop, every black man can have a good job with a white oppressor that's working him over. And my frustration with this conversation, and the reason that it went so long is because of our willingness to push back on ignoring the fact that the barbershop throughout years has been a safe space for men, for black men particularly. It's the reason that, what's the name of that movie? Coming to America? Aha! Right? Sexual Chocolate. Like, it's so iconic. It's the reason that Barbershop the movie was made. ×3. Because it is through which I feel like the oral tradition is passed down. You give, and I would argue that most black women who have not had black men in their lives don't have respect for the need to give a man peace. Don't respect the fact that give that man some peace. Now, I have seen broken down black men who done been browbeat all day long come into the barbershop just for a moment for the brothers to be like, fam, it's okay, get back out there. You ain't the only one. So, welcome to the barbershop. Welcome to the barbershop. Make yourself at home. Have conversations. I feel like it's okay. Cook the black man in the barbershop. Feel good. Emasculate. I was thinking like this. You are literally emasculating your husband in front of people. Like Riis. And think like, and I was just thinking about, boy, how far times have changed. Brothers, come on, man. I got to get in here. Let me go get my hair cut, man, because I got to be ready for church. I got to go cut the grass. I got to get my honey-do list done. But while I'm here, y'all, look, you try and stretch it out. Now, you let him cut in front. You can go in front of me, dog, because you want to get you 30 more minutes in. And then once you leave, you put your vest on and go back out in the world where everybody else is telling you ain't Jack Bone. And you mean to tell me the one place I got to come to, I now got to walk in here and listen to this woman tell me about her husband is jealous of her haircut? I'm reading these comments and people talking about, my girl owns a barbershop and she say most black men just jealous. Huh? And you promote that in your head. And then be like, but I love my man. What they say, be that man peace? The barbershop is usually his peace. Because when he come back, guess what? He got to do everything for everybody else. And the last person on the list in the house, Riis, who is the last person on the list in the house that anybody cares about what happens to? The man. Whether he's good or bad. Whether he provided, whether he did everything else, the last thing anybody care about is his peace. I'm just asking. Where does your man go to get peace? Where does a black man go to get peace? Go to be reassured. Usually he goes to the barbershop and somebody tells him, yeah, dog, you too? Me, yeah, man. I am not in any way, shape, or form suggesting that black men are perfect. And I don't in any way, shape, or form suggest to black women that your pain and suffering is any less than that of a black man. But I want you to understand that there is a concerted effort to minimize black men, and that's why you see all the black women. Well, I always tell y'all, if y'all kill all the black men, then you all become the victims. It's why you see all the TV commercials with a white man and a black woman. You don't see it the reverse like that, Riis. Not really. Just that AT&T, and he can't even touch the white woman on the commercial. And I just think you all gotta understand. You gotta understand that this is not saying that black women shouldn't be able to come to a barbershop. That's not the point. And I'm not suggesting that women can't get fades and all of those good things. But I was just thinking about the fact that in my one safe space, the one place where I don't hear black men ain't jack. Yesterday, my ears got pierced. And I was sitting there thinking like, damn, I'm sitting in this barbershop and I was saying to my barber, like, fam, I get my ass kicked every day. Every single day. And I was just thinking, like, this man, his wife is sitting in the barbershop where his guys be. Talking about him and him being jealous of your haircut. Ma, that is not it. And I just think about how easy it is for anybody to dismiss the fact that we just said, man, this used to be our safe space. Nigga, get over it. That's what Muggs basically said. Women said. Y'all jealous of women? Like, that's what you got in your head. That out of this what we're jealous. No, sis. It's not we're jealous. We're under attack. I know black women will tell you y'all the most under attack in the world until it's time to shoot somebody. It's like we deserve a place. Not to say anybody else doesn't. But we ain't less important, and our mental health and our ability to commune with each other and commiserate with each other is no less need than y'all need to watch Real Housewives of every damn city in the world. The only place that I have known where a black man is not under assault for 2 hours in a day without being reminded he ain't nothing, he ain't been this, nigga, you ain't do that. Even the worst fathers get to go to the barbershop and get some encouragement. Even the worst. Man, we had you talk about brothers telling you about when you're going to be, what it's like to be free from child support. The conversations that happen, that when people say, man, I just got body slammed and I just got such and such. And now you got somebody saying on the flip side, cuz I'm on my way out. It's going to go faster than you thought. But make sure you don't miss a payment. You be there for your kids. I know. Petty Mays. Them niggas don't need nowhere to think. They don't need nowhere to be encouraged. They don't need nowhere to see the best of blackness. Man, go start your own. Why? So I can start that and then y'all be telling me this ours too? Just think about how many women in real life, love them or not, actually care about their man's needs or reinforce him or care about what the challenge is that he's got in the world. And 98% of the times, nobody has any remorse or sympathy for anything that a Negro is going through. Not a black man. Because you got your own problems that we got to solve. Then we go for 2 hours to the barbershop so that you could just be like, man, like, fam, it's not just you. It ain't just you. It's not just me, big bro. No, it's not just you, big bro. And this how you got to get through it. And look, man, yeah, you know how it's going to go this way, that way, but it's okay. You stick in there. You stay there. And you see outcomes. You see positive outcomes of black men. You sit in my barbershop and you see men that have owned their homes, have now retired, are now got second homes and doing their thing, and now they putting their kids through college. We talk about scholarships. We talk about, man, how did you make it through paying the bills and doing this and doing that? Man, you starting over again. You starting a new family. You starting a new life. What you cooking for dinner, cuz? Man, how you do your ribs? Did you hear about the new thermometer you can put your iPhone in? Sometimes it's dumb conversation. Sometimes it's the Kyrie conversations. But I just would encourage you that before you just throw the concept to the side of the fact that black men in a barbershop, and I'm not saying you can't come, but I do want you to think about when you look. I want you to go to my Maze Jackson page, and I want you to look at the response of women. And I know I wrote it as a comedy kind of thing, but I want you to read it and be like, damn. The most mental health issues in the world are trapped in black men who can't say nothing, who got to just suffer in silence. And the only time you can let your guard down is at the barbershop without somebody looking at you like you crazy. And that's where you go and find out you ain't crazy and ain't the only person happening to. So now how do I get through it? Look, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I did not mean for this to turn into the barbershop show, but y'all kind of tick me off again. I be taking these things personal. Black men need a refuge. Black men need somebody to treat them the same way, treat them with some honor, dignity, and respect too. You're probably not getting it in the world. You're probably not getting it in a lot of places. But the one place you know you can go get some respect, Riis, is at the barbershop. So, for Maze, Riis, and Ruthie, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and